Assalamualaikum and greetings to everyone. On behalf of Group 4, I would like to welcome you to our presentation. Today, we will be presenting our topic, Nestlé's strategic response to global supply chain disruptions, a global business crisis simulation. Before we begin, let me briefly introduce our presentation. This presentation is prepared by Group 4 from BA2762E for the course IBM538, Foundation of Global Business under the guidance of Madam Nur Yusmawati binti Muhammad Yusof. Without further ado, let us begin by introducing ourselves. My name is Fadlin Sakina binti Zuliazan and I am the group leader for this group assignment. I will now pass the presentation to my teammates to introduce themselves.
Assalamualaikum and good morning. My name is Julia Maisarah binti Johari.
Hi, my name is Puteri Kuratul Ain binti Syafi'i.
Hello, my name is Nurfalisa binti Badrul Izal.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nurul Nabila binti Azman.
And hi, my name is Sarapun binti Abdul Syukur. Thank you for your attention. We hope you enjoy our presentation.
Here is the outline of today's presentation. First, we will begin with the introduction, followed by an overview of the global crisis. Next, we will explain the business concept applied, focusing on supply chain management and sustainability. After that, we will present our strategic decision and explain the justification for each recommendation. We will then discuss the potential risks and impact of this strategy before concluding our presentation with a summary of the key points. Without further delay, let's begin with the introduction.
Introduction. Nestlé is the world's largest food and beverage company. It was founded in 1866 and it is headquartered in Vevey, Switzerland. Today, the company operates in more than 180 countries and offers a wide range of products through a well-known brands such as Nescafe, KitKat, Milo, Maggi, Purina, and Nestlé Health Science. As a global company, Nestlé relies on a very large and a complex supply chain. It works with thousands of suppliers, manufacturers, distributors, and retailers across the different countries to ensure that its product reaches customers on time. This global network helps Nestlé meet customer demand, but it also makes the company more exposed to supply chain risks. Therefore, having a strong and resilient supply chain is very important for Nestlé. It allows the company to maintain product quality, prevent the disruption in production and delivery, control costs, and continue providing product to customers. By managing its supply chain effectively, Nestlé can remain competitive and maintain customer satisfaction around the world.
In this section, I will explain the two major global crises that have affected Nestlé's supply chain, which are supply chain disruption and sustainability challenges. First, I will explain about the first crisis, which is supply chain disruption. For the meaning of supply chain disruption, it refers to delays or interruptions in the flow of raw materials, goods, and information throughout the supply chain process. Regarding the overview, the COVID-19 pandemic has created global supply chain issues and caused significant impacts worldwide. This situation has affected business operations and created challenges for multinational companies operating in global markets. Moving to the impact on Nestlé, the company depends on global suppliers to obtain raw materials such as coffee, cocoa, sugar, and cereals. Since these materials are sourced from different countries, delays in one country can affect Nestlé operations worldwide. The second crisis is sustainability challenges. For the meaning of sustainability challenges, it refers to the effects of climate change, extreme weather conditions, drought, and irregular rainfall that affect agriculture production. Regarding the overview, sustainability has become a key issue in global supply chains. Environmental factors can increase supply chain risks and operational costs for companies. Moving to the impact on Nestlé, raw materials such as cocoa, coffee, and grains are affected by environmental issues. Many raw materials are sourced from countries such as Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, which may increase supply chain risks. Therefore, Nestlé needs to focus on sustainable procurement and support farmers through climate-resilient agriculture initiatives. In this section, I will explain the first concept application, which is supply chain management. Supply chain management, or SCM, is the process of coordinating and managing activities involved in sourcing raw materials, manufacturing products, and delivering products to customers. For the application of supply chain management in Nestlé, the company operates various manufacturing plants and distribution centers in different countries. Nestlé also conducts ingredient mapping as part of its efforts to evaluate compliance with responsible sourcing core requirements and identify possible risks. The importance of supply chain management for Nestlé is that it helps the company manage potential disruptions, such as transportation disruptions and shortages of raw materials. A well-managed supply chain allows Nestlé to build a resilient and flexible supply chain system. It also helps the company manage operations effectively, maintain cost effectiveness, and ensure product availability in global markets.
Next, I will explain the second core concept, which is sustainability. Sustainability means conducting business in a way that protects the environment and supports society while ensuring long-term business success. This concept is very important to Nestlé because climate change is affecting cocoa production. In countries such as Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, farmers are experiencing drought, irregular rainfall, and rising temperature. This condition reduce cocoa yield and make the global cocoa supply less stable. As a result, Nestlé faces higher raw material costs and risks to its long-term cocoa supply. To address this issue, Nestlé has launched sustainability project together with Chagil and ETG Beyond Beans. The project promotes agroforestry and regenerative agriculture and focus on restoring degraded land around cocoa farming communities. Nestlé plans to plant more than 2 million shade trees involving nearly 20,000 farmers in Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. These shade trees help protect cocoa plants from extreme heat, improve water management, increase biodiversity, and absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. In conclusion, sustainability is important because it helps Nestlé reduce environmental impact, support cocoa farmers, and secure a stable long-term supply of cocoa for its business.
So, why do we think this is the right strategy for Nestlé? First of all, this recommendation is actually supported by what Nestlé is already doing. According to Nestlé's responsible sourcing program, the company monitors its suppliers, maps its supply chain, and identifies possible risks before they become bigger problems. This shows that Nestlé already understands how important it is to manage supply chain risks. However, we believe the company can take this one step further by expanding its supplier network. Instead of depending heavily on one supplier or one country, Nestlé should build relationships with more suppliers across different regions. The reason is simple. If one supplier is affected by issues such as transportation delays, natural disasters, or political conflicts, Nestlé can still obtain its raw materials from another supplier. And this will allow the company to keep production running without major interruptions. Besides that, this strategy is also supported by a study by O'Morgan and colleagues in 2023. The study found that companies with stronger supplier relationships and a more resilient supply chains are better prepared to deal with disruptions after the COVID-19 pandemic. In other words, having more supplier options doesn't just reduce risk, it also helps Nestlé avoid delays, maintain product availability, and continue meeting customer demand even during difficult situations. So, We believe that diversifying suppliers is a practical strategy because it strengthens Nestlé's supply chain and helps the company stay competitive and prepared for future global challenges.
Now, let's look at why the rapid expansion of this program is not only reasonable but also essential for Nestlé's future. This strategy directly addresses the global shortage of cocoa while ensuring the company's long-term prosperity. To begin with, cocoa farmers are enabled to grow healthier plants by using their bonuses for cutting old trees, planting shade trees, and improving soil quality. This action lead to a remarkable 190% increase in their income from cocoa cultivation, as highlighted by MERS in 2026. This income growth prevents shortages from occurring in the first place and ensures stable supplies for Nestlé. At the same time, the company safeguards its profits. Thanks to a consistent flow of cocoa, Nestlé avoids severe price fluctuation and costly factory closure. This stability is crucial for maintaining operation and protecting shareholder value. Moreover, the expansion aligns perfectly with the triple bottom line concept. It benefits people by increasing farmers' salaries, protect the planet through environmental restoration, and secures profit by guaranteeing a reliable supply chain. Finally, the strategy creates share value. Farming households gain financial security, while Nestlé is guaranteed a constant supply of raw material. This balance of sustainability and profitability makes the expansion both practical and forward-looking. In short, the rapid expansion of this program is more than just a supply chain solution. It is a global impact strategy that strengthens farmers, protect the environment, and secure Nestlé's future prosperity.
Now that we have seen how supply chain disruptions affect Nestlé, let's look at our first strategic decision. We recommend that Nestlé diversify its suppliers to improve the supply chain resilience. So, what does this actually mean? Basically, instead of depending too much on one supplier or one country, Nestlé should source its materials from a wider range of suppliers in different regions. This gives the company more options whenever unexpected disruptions happen. For example, Nestlé depends on raw materials like cocoa, coffee, sugar, and cereals, which are sourced from different parts of the world. During the COVID-19 pandemic, many countries experienced lockdowns and transportation delays. As a result, it became more difficult for companies to get raw materials they needed, and this affected production and deliveries. Because of that, relying on only one supplier can be risky. If that supplier cannot deliver on time, the whole production process may be affected. However, if Nestlé has several suppliers in different countries, the company can simply switch to another supplier whenever one of them faces a problem. This helps the company continue production with fewer disruptions. At the same time, customers are more likely to receive products on time because the company is less affected by supply shortages. Overall, having a more diversified supplier network makes Nestlé's supply chain stronger, more flexible, and better prepared for future global crises.
The second strategy Nestlé needs to focus on is securing its long-term raw material directly at the source. This is a crucial step to ensure both sustainability and supply chain stability in the years ahead. To achieve this, Nestlé should rapidly scale up eco-friendly farming and farmer rewards. The company already has the Income Accelerator program, which send cash reward directly to cocoa farmers when they complete the 4 key tasks. This program has proven successful, increasing crop yields and helping farming families. However, the program is still limited, reaching only about 55,000 households. Nestlé's strategy is to expand this initiative across its entire global cocoa supply chain, with the ambition of reaching 160,000 farming families by 2030. By scaling up this cash incentive worldwide, Nestlé will motivate hundreds of thousands of farmers to adopt regenerative agriculture. This shift not only gives farmers the financial security they need to protect their crops from climate change, but also secures Nestlé global supply for the long term. In short, expanding the Income Accelerator program is more than just a farming initiative. It is a strategic move that strengthens farmers' livelihoods, protect the environment, and ensure Nestlé's supply chain remains resilient for the future.
Next, I will explain the risk and impact analysis for Nestlé. One of the main risks faced by Nestlé is its dependence on a limited number of specialization suppliers. Since some raw material and ingredient can only be sourced from a certain supplier, any disruption such as a natural disaster, supplier failure, transportation delay, or political conflict can interrupt the supply of material. This creates a single point of failure where one problem can affect the entire supply chain. Another important risk is the fluctuation in raw material and energy prices. The prices of the ingredients such as coffee, cocoa, dairy product, and packaging material often change due to inflation, climate change, and a global market condition. At the same time, increasing energy and transportation costs make manufacturing and distribution more expensive. As a result, Nestlé may experience a higher operating cost and lower profit margin. In addition, Nestlé also faces environmental and sustainability risks. Consumer, government, and non-governmental organizations or NGO expect companies to reduce the carbon emission, sources of raw material responsibility, and protect the environment. If Nestlé fails to meet this expectation, it could face a public criticism, stricter regulation, and damage to its brand reputation. These risks have a severe impact on the company operation. Supply disruption can cause a production delay and product shortage in the market. Rising costs can reduce the profitability and force the company to increase the product prices, which may affect the customer demand. Furthermore, environmental and social issues can reduce the customer trust and harm the Nestlé reputation. Lastly, this risk can also affect employees and business partners. Distribution may lead to the workforce instability, communication challenge, and the slower decision making during the emergency. Therefore, it is essential for Nestlé to strengthen its supply chain resilience and implement effective risk management strategies to ensure a long-term business continuity and customer satisfaction.
Hi, I am Nabila, and now I will continue the risk and impact analysis. So, besides supply chain disruption, Nestlé also faces another major challenge, which is government regulation. Around the world, governments are introducing stricter laws to protect the environment, improve food safety, and ensure fair treatment of workers. For example, companies are now expected to reduce carbon emission, make sure their raw materials come from responsible and sustainable sources, follow strict food safety standards, and provide fair working conditions for employees. These rules are becoming stricter every year as governments and consumers are become more concerned about environmental and social issues. So if Nestle does not comply with this regulation, the company could face serious consequences and they may have to pay large fines, spend more money to improve their operations, or even face legal action in certain countries. And this could increase operating costs, slow down production, and damage Nestlé's reputation. As a global company operating in many countries, following different regulation can also be challenging because each country has its own requirements. However, if Nestlé continues to follow these laws and improve its sustainability practices, the company can reduce this risk by sourcing the raw materials responsibly, protecting the environment, and ensuring fair labor practices. And Nestle also can build stronger relationships with governments, investors, customers, and business partners. This also helps increase customer trust because many consumers today prefer to support companies that care about sustainability and ethical business practices. So, to conclude, Nestle is currently facing significant challenges in obtaining raw materials due to global supply chain disruption and sustainability issues. These challenges affect production, increase costs, and make it more difficult for the company to deliver products to customers around the world. To overcome these challenges, Nestle needs to build a supply chain that is more flexible and resilient. And one important strategy is to work with a wider range of suppliers instead of depending on only a few. This helps reduce the risk if one supplier experiences problems. Nestle should also continue supporting farmers by encouraging sustainable farming methods. This can help secure a stable supply of quality raw material in the future. Overall, by strengthening its supply chain, following government regulation, and investing in sustainable practices, Nestle can continue to grow successfully while protecting the environment, meeting customer expectations, and creating a long-term value for the business. Thank you.
That brings us to the end of our presentation. We hope this presentation has given you a better understanding. Thank you very much for your time and attention. We truly appreciate your patience and your interest in our presentation. It has been our pleasure to share our findings with you today. We hope you found this presentation informative and insightful. Thank you once again and have a great day.